But a controversy that has sharply divided the House is already brewing as the calls by Kingsley Chinder from Obio Akpo Federal Constituency in Rivers State to impeach the president may have landed him in hot water. Now majority of his colleagues blame him for the now frosty relationship between the executive and the legislature and is threatening to discipline him. Joining me now on the program is the leader of the House, Alhassan Doguwa, to speak on areas they disagree strongly with Kingsley Chinder. What do you have against Kingsley Chinder?
We are running an institution, and under this institution, we have set down rules and regulations. We have our law books, we have our rule books. And whatever we do as a parliamentary democracy, we must have to be guided by these set down rules. In a situation whereby one member single-handedly, in the name of opposition, so-called opposition, will just get out there making pronouncements, spreading rumors of falsehood, of matters that never existed. Nobody sat among us as members. Nobody even sat, even in the name of the so-called PDP caucus he was talking about. It has not happened. Then you wouldn't expect leadership of the National Assembly, especially the House of Representatives, to merely sit down and look on such a member, continue to drag the name of the institution into an unavoidable muddy situation. The executive arm of government is, of course, in partnership with the legislature. And the government is also the tripartite existence of the three arms of government. You cannot separate us. Whatever the executive does will reflect on the legislature. I agree with you that we have the constitutional mandate to oversight the executive arm of government. But in the process of oversighting the executive arm of government, that does not give us simply the powers to now engage into unnecessary disharmony, unnecessary fracas. We are supposed to work in harmony, synergize, collaborate, and also discuss as a government, so that at the end, Nigerians will look at us as a responsible government.
Are you saying members do not have the right to speak when they feel there are issues to be addressed?
No, members belonging to whatever party, they are free to speak. They are free to express their own opinion. But in a situation whereby in the course of exercising your own right to express your own opinion, you now begin to malign the integrity of the institution, or you now begin to express or spread rumor or falsehood, which will at the end backlash on the institution, then we will not take that. That is unacceptable. That is not how we work as a parliament. You are free to speak what is the truth and only by the truth. But if what you are speculating, what you are spreading by way of rumor is baseless, is unfounded, it has never happened, then why will you continue to drag this institution into unnecessary controversy with the executive arm of government? We have tried as much as possible to collaborate with the government of the day to see how we can improve in the provision of security and of lives and property of our own people. That we will not renege. Even by the recent happening in the Kankara saga, where over 400 boys, school boys, were abducted. And within less than a week, Mr. President gave a marching order. The security agencies joined their own operational forces, and they were able to restore these 400 boys back to the school. It's a very good commitment. It's a testimony of the fact that government remains committed to ensuring and securing the lives and property of the Nigerian people. That must be commended.
Part of the argument Honorable Chinder raised is what he describes as the romance between the executive and the legislature. He feels it is too cordial and Nigerians may suffer for it. What is your take?
That might be his own perspective or his own understanding. For me, our working together with the executive arm of government is for the good of Nigerians, overall interest of our people. After all, no one of us was elected to come and now fight with the executive arm of government. We were all elected to come and exercise our constitutional mandate, making the laws, oversighting government activities, also relate very well effectively with the executive arm of government, so that at the end, we will be able to deliver the dividend of democracy to those people who elected us to our respective offices. After all, whether you like it or not, the APC commands the majority members of the National Assembly. The ruling party commands majority in the National Assembly. And it's the same ruling party that governs the nation in the executive arm of government. So whether you like it or not, we were all brought to power through the same career, through the same vehicle, the APC, under the same manifestos, programs and activities, programs and policies of same government. So you will not expect us to now come and sit only to be fighting with the executive arm of government, where the government naturally is found wanting. Of course, we have our standing ad hoc committee system, who have the basic constitutional responsibility to oversight such activities of the government. And we are doing that to the best of our knowledge.
Kingsley Chinder and other lawmakers that support his views feel insecurity has overwhelmed the country's security agencies and the government is no longer in charge. Do you agree with his position?
The spate of the insecurity we are facing in Nigeria today is not a one-day business. It's not something that just came overnight. My sister and every Nigerian can believe with me that this insecurity started in the 16-year misrule of the past PDP government. Everybody knew when a significant part of this country in the northeast was no longer under the control of our territorial authorities. About 11 to 13 local governments in Borno State, then under the PDP rule, were already captured and were under the control of the Boko Haram insurgents. When Muhammadu Buhari came into power, took drastic security measures, moved the headquarters of the defense headquarters to Borno, took so many policies and programs that really worked out well for us. At the end, we have been able to secure every bit of our land back to our own hands.
This cordial relationship you seek to maintain with the executive didn't matter when the Attorney General came out to say the National Assembly has no powers to summon the president. Now Honorable Chinder has vowed to challenge that in court. Do you agree with him on this?
Remember, we are playing democracy. And when you're operating democracy, apart from the set rules and regulations governing the operation of a democratic system, definitely you cannot stop politics involved. As far as I'm concerned, as a person and as an individual, a member of the House of Representatives, I am of the view that the National Assembly has the powers to invite, respectively, the President of the Federation to come and engage with us on the businesses of the security of our people. That I have no contemplation about. But for instance, a situation whereby some other thing came up and we are playing politics. Some people calling themselves the PDP members in the name of opposition sent wrong signals to the executive arm of government. Oh, we are now warming up to embarrass Mr. President when he comes. Oh, we are now going around to collect signatures. Speculating and spreading falsehood, rumors that never existed. Then you can agree with me, the government could reason that yes, how sure are we that when the president gets to the House of Representatives under this kind of circumstances, with this kind of wrong signals being sent by unfortunate members of the House of Representatives, and even at the end, the party itself, PDP as a party, came out to say, they are supporting them to impeach Mr. President. Definitely the government and our own party, the APC, would have to think once again.
In all you've said, will the House still suspend Honorable Chinder?
By the statement I made yesterday and today, is that we are now sending the red signal, the last signal, green signal, or what do you call the amber signal, that Honorable Chinder must henceforth stop speculating rumor, parading falsehood against the institution of the House of Representatives. What he was or he is still doing is of no effect whatsoever. It is unfounded. There was no time such thing was contemplated. So we have now warned Chinder to stop what he's doing. Otherwise, the leadership and the general members of the House of Representatives will be compelled to now invoke the instrumentality of discipline on him, because what he's doing is unparliamentary. What he's doing is unwholesome. What he's doing is simply dragging the integrity of our institution to mud, trying to create an unfortunate prosperity relationship between the executive arm of government and the legislature, for which we are not out there for. We have our own agenda. The agenda of the 9th House of Representatives is for us to work in harmony with the executive arm of government for the overall interest of our people. And that is what we are doing. And so far, so good. It has been yielding result. And we will not sit down and look someone trying to now fracture that kind of good relationship that has started since we started as the 9th House of Representatives. So if he decides to continue, that is when we will be compelled to really begin to initiate appropriate disciplinary process against him.